check, 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 check.
Such a ball
Okay, Nami, you hear me in that?
I hear you.
Am I loud?
Yep, you're good. No, you're good.
Okay.
You're good.
Give me a couple checks.
Check. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Check. Check. Check 1 2.
Okay, and I think I'm going to leave you about right there.
Okay.
You'll be up a little bit higher than I am. You have the older mic.
Okay.
We'll come back in like 4 minutes. Good evening and welcome to the broadcast here on the Central Riverhawks YouTube channel as we welcome you to Sutton Gym here in La Crosse. You've got wires crossed everywhere for Nami George.
I wasn't set up here.
Right, that's right.
Set up.
I forgot to.
We were too busy talking NFL.
Yes, we were. I'm Joel McCall. Alongside me is Nami George as we get you set for a non-conference game tonight. The number 8 DeForest Norskis come in with a record of 5-2. They're 4-1 in Division II. Badger East is their conference. They're 4-1 in the conference itself. And Jerry Schwinn is their head coach. It's his 8th year, 13 prior to that as an assistant, 22 years total as a coach. So longevity for both coaches tonight, because on the other side, the Central Riverhawks come in with a record of 3-5. They are 2-1 in the Mississippi Valley. And, of course, Coach Q, Cortel Roberson, has been with the Riverhawks for a long time, too. So the tenure for these coaches is kind of cool to mark down first right away. But I'm going to start with the Norskis, Nami, and we're going to talk a little bit about the visitors just because we have a lot to talk about the Riverhawks, so I kind of want to scoot through the Norskis quick because you and I don't have a lot on the Norskis. Coach Schwinn did send a great email, though, and I do thank him for that. They come off actually their biggest game of the week, of the season, a week ago. They lost to number 3 Beaver Dam. Norskis lost 49-46 after leading at halftime 28-22.
I bet that was a fantastic game.
Yes, and that's exactly what Coach Schwinn had said. He did mention that they had 2 possessions with 17 seconds left for a chance to push for overtime. Shots didn't fall. His quote, "We have continued to talk about progress on the defensive end, and our execution of the game plan allowed us to compete at a very high level." The only other loss for DeForest was against D3 number 6 Lake Mills. So this, and I have never heard this before, and maybe you have, Nami. This group of Norskis roster has returned 3 people, 3 players from last year. All 3 of them had ACL injuries.
Wow, that is, yeah. You know, I remember that from when I was coaching. Those injuries seemed to run in bunches, and they must have got hit hard last year.
Well, it's Jalen Derline, Elise Snordham, and Jordan Derline. So you got sisters, too, that both went down with ACL. So he said that's a lot of, that's obviously a lot of talent who got hurt a year ago, and then you got to figure out your lineup. That's the other issue, and Coach Schwinn even told me that as I went down to get pronunciations for the team he goes, we're really trying to figure out our lineup and who's going to play what minutes and what position, because bringing 3 back and all had varsity minutes, that's a lot to figure out early on in the season.
Yeah, that's certainly a challenge. And, I'm sure he's very excited to get those players back and, get back to what he thought he probably had last year.
Right. Well, and the other thing is that I brought up in my notes was I could see why he would talk about defense, because that's where the communication is, and that's your trust issues can come on the defensive end. So I totally understand where he's coming from, where Coach Schwinn's coming from on that. Jalen and Aspen are the vocal leaders. Both are planning on playing college hoops. I think Jalen has already committed. Aspen has not. Rylan Oberg, first-team All-Badger performer a year ago, big playmaker. Jada provides excellent perimeter defense, and Allie Armstrong is an inside presence and can guard all 5 positions. Bottom line, DeForest Prestige program, regional champs 3 out of the 4 years. This is a really big test.
Yeah. I mean, DeForest has for a long time been a state power, and you get a chance to play them on your home court and really get a chance to see where you're at as a program. Are you able to compete at a competitive level against some of the best teams in the state? And DeForest is certainly one of those. Goes all the way back to 2014, Joel, when we lost to them in the state semifinals by a point. I'm over it, maybe. So I'm having a little.
He's not over it. He's not over it.
I've seen their jerseys, and it's bringing back a lot of memories.
And then they did meet last year. That's the only other time prior to that, as you just alluded to, is 2014. 67-49 last year. Here's the rundown of last year's game. Norskis hit 10 3-pointers. Contained Miss Levichek to 12, and Jalen went off for 23. All of those things cannot happen for the Riverhawks tonight in order to win. My question of the night was, will DeForest quiet the crowd early? There's going to be an atmosphere here, and we're going to get to it in just a moment. So that's my question for the Norskis. On the other side for the Riverhawks, a must-win game Tuesday night, and they won. The reason why I called it that against Toma, because of the standings. I felt like if they lost that game to Toma, they fall all the way down to 5th, 6th, bottom of the standings. You got to claw back into that. Instead, because they won the other night, they are in third because they're 2-1. So they get the win, 67-53. Obviously, Miss Levichek went off 29 points. That's the second time this year she hit 29. That's the game high or season high for her because she did it against Eau Claire Memorial earlier in the season.
And they'll need her to do that again tonight.
Yes,
yeah.
1,000 points. Alana Simpson obviously had a good night the other night too. The full stats were not up, so I don't know if Simpson had another double-double.
It was close if she didn't.
Because that would make it 3 in a row for the freshman for double-doubles. It was just kind of another grind, but the key moments went to the Riverhawks, and that was big against Toma.
Yeah, for sure. And, you know, the Riverhawks were able to handle all the emotion of Brittany getting that 1,000th point and, you know, stopping the game, and that can really take you out of your rhythm. And the Riverhawks did a good job of, after that all happened, and we had the ceremony after that all happened, they got their wits back together and were able to come out with a victory in what you said, a big conference game.
Yeah, I thought the other night was a must-win.
Yep.
There's so much we could talk about tonight, but ultimately it's a litmus test. We just talked about it for the Riverhawks. We've seen growth throughout the season and won some very tough games. You know, Nami, you were here at the very beginning. That was against Osseo Fairchild, right?
Osseo, yep.
Osseo, pardon me, Osseo Fairchild. And I watched that at home. Such the missed opportunity tonight. Maybe a little chance of redemption, but it's going to take a big jump for these Riverhawks, because the first thing we talked about during the VR game was the pressure, the defensive pressure. How will the Riverhawks handle that tonight? Because DeForest is going to come at them with the full court press.
Yeah, I think you'll see a press. I think you'll see full court trapping, and so you're going to have to be able to handle the ball, and that's something that the Riverhawks are working on, and we'll see how far along they are here.
The other thing about tonight, obviously, you're honoring one of the best Central girls basketball players in history, and Kelly Paulus Bayer. We have some stuff on her. I hope this fires up the team, the crowd, and I did write down, I hope it fires up the broadcasters as well.
Oh,
I think it will.
I'm fired up.
Nami, you can certainly talk a lot more about Miss Paulus. They're going to do that. I know that they have the unveiling here in just a second. We unfortunately still don't have the PA mic all hooked up, as we actually have to order a brand new microphone in order to hook up to our wireless. My question of the night was, can the Riverhawks handle the DeForest pressure? So let's see if we got this then. Nami, is much of this on this? Okay. We're going to run through everything that they're announcing as well. I'm going to turn that down, the crowd mic. Dana said that you could hear it, but it's faint. We will run through everything that they have. Nami, can you move you want to move the camera? I think we could get a shot of this.
Let's see if we can do it.
I know we're scrambling here. Bear with us here on the... What do you need?
I'm stuck with my headphones somehow.
Okay. Try that, Nami.
We're
going to get a shot of the banner that's coming up. There you go.
Kelly's daughter is doing the unveiling, which is pretty cool.
Perfect. Thank you, Nami. I'll set your headphones back up.
All right.
We didn't plan that.
Well, but we got it. We got it, I think.
We,
little
we
bumpy, but
right,
we're good
exactly. You're all right. That's a pretty steady hand. Once you get settled, I know you'll have everything back up in the way you want it.
Very cool to see a lot of Kelly's former teammates and families here. A lot of my old classmates.
Right. Now we're planning on having Kelly come up.
Joel, why did all my classmates age and I didn't? I don't understand.
Yeah.
Apologize to the viewers here as I reset the camera where it belongs.
You're okay. You're okay. Since we do not have the PA, I'm not going to run through the starting lineup. I'm going to give you just a slight rundown of things that are happening around the area and whatnot. For other games, 147 girls basketball games taking place throughout the state of Wisconsin. You're obviously watching the most important one because it's right here on the Central Riverhawks YouTube channel. On Alaska's at Sparta is the only other NBC game going on tonight. Cameron's at Hayward. Hayward's a section team for Central. Menominee, did I say that correctly?
Menominee?
Menominee.
Yep.
I'm going to get these right sooner or later.
You'll get it.
Menominee is at Chippewa Falls. Amory is hosting New Richmond. New Richmond's another one. And so is River Falls, and they're at home against Baldwin Woodville. We did find out that I thought the boys' game, I swore I saw it at 6:30, but they got pushed back, I think, to the late game. And so they are tipping off at 8 o'clock.
So
obviously.
Maybe we can get some updates on that score.
Right.
I think it's going to be on Twitter, so hopefully we can.
Yeah, somebody's got to be tweeting things out for that 6:08.
Or if any of my viewers or
Right.
any of our viewers are watching, text me, like my sister. Hint, hint.
Well, hopefully somebody will help us out throughout the night about the boys. Like I said, I believe, and that obviously has to do with that first game, because I think the first game then is at 6:30, the second game's at 8 o'clock. And we're going to run down Kelly Paulus and what she was able to do here now, Miss Bear. We'll run down some of the things that she accomplished in high school throughout our broadcast, because I know you didn't quite hear everything. We got to see the banner, which I thought was really important and special tonight. And away we're about to go.
Yeah, you look at some of the stats, and we'll go over them, but
Oh
you look
my
at some of the
gosh.
stats, unbelievable. What an unbelievable career. Really excited that we get to talk to her.
I know.
Yeah.
And we're going to have her grab that stick mic like we did last night with the wrestling coaches, and that way you could talk to her as well.
Sounds good.
I know you're pretty pumped for that.
I
Simpson in the jump circle. The tip, though, is won by Armstrong, and away we go. From right to left, Olberg. Far side. Derline takes a three. No good. Box out, and Miss Levacek comes out with it.
Don't want to give him open three. He's going to have to close out a little harder than that.
Correct.
Got lucky on that one.
Yes. They've got two different Derlines, so I know that we'll be discussing and saying the first name for much of the night, too. Torgerud has it for now. Off to Miss Levacek in the corner. Straight down from us is Aspen is on her. They also have two Kellahers, so we're going to have to watch that as well as Jalen Derline gets called for the first foul.
Officials tonight, Eric Pryor, Jerry Sample and Mark Davis, a veteran crew that'll do a wonderful job.
Simpson to the free throw line for 2. First one is good, and a lead of 1-0. I'll keep track of ties throughout the night. Second one rattled out. Rebound there for Aspen Kelleher. Brought across by Olberg. Simpson with the fast hands and a turnover as the pass too strong. That was Allie Armstrong right off the shoulder. Simpson better stay, she does.
See if we could take advantage of some of the DeForest mistakes early on here.
Yes, Hartung over the far side. Off the Torgerud. Inside, Miss Levicek underneath the hoop. Tough angle. The Simpson steals. Got to get it out. She does. Hartung, far side. 3 off the backboard. Rattled around by 2 girls. So they come out with it as Olberg for DeForest. She lost it, though, on the ground. As Ackerman, who's starting tonight. I didn't check that at first. But Chloe Ackerman, the freshman.
So starting 2 freshmen against the Norskis.
Aspen steals for DeForest. Corner 3, Olberg, yes. Rylan Olberg, who's averaging 11 points per game, and any kind of make is going to set up the press for DeForest. Somebody's got to help out Miss Levicek.
Here's that trap we were worried about.
And there's the 10-second call as the skip pass was coming to Torgerud, but not in her hands in time. Double substitution is Jada Kelleher as well as Sophie Isolt reports in for DeForest.
Got big news for you, Joe. My sister Anissa said she will keep us updated on the boys' score.
All right.
They play at 8.
Nice. Inbounds comes directly underneath. Jalen Durline does not hit. Rebound, Miss Levicek comes out. Underneath, they lost Hartung. Yeah, bank in, 3-3. Nice heads-up play there by Torgerud as well to find her.
Absolutely.
Good perimeter defense by Hartung as well. Back out to Olberg. Definitely their point player. Coming back out to her. Corner. Touch for Jada. Puts it down and a little soft pass to Isolt for 2, 5-3.
So the help came over on that and left the post player wide open. We're going to need other players to drop defensively to help on the weak side there.
Miss Levicek, top the key three-pointer. Long rebound. Miss Levicek going to get called for a foul even though it was a 50-50 ball. She's late and collided with Olberg. And the foul called on Miss Levicek. That's the first on her. 5-3 our score. DeForest leads by 2, 15:09 to play here in the first half.
Central's been really active on defense, and it's bothering DeForest right now.
Thomas had just subbed in for Miss Levicek. Coach Roberson talking to her early. You obviously don't want her to pick up a second foul too quickly. A little head fake dribble drive in and a left scoop rolled in for Aspen. So Kelleher scores. I like this where Simpson just kind of calls everybody off. Down low to Thomas, too strong, backside rebound. There for Ackerman, back out. Simpson. Is that a 3 or a 2? Can't tell. Thomas going to get called for over the back.
Really need those shots to fall. Had an open look. I believe it was a 3.
Do you think it was a 3?
I think it was.
Okay. I had it as a 2, but 7-3, 14-32. Miss Levicek reports right back in.
Central going to show a little full court pressure here.
Durline and Armstrong sub for DeForest. Yes, they are.
This is not something we've seen a lot from the Riverhawks. We'll see how they
right up over the head, though. Jada Kelleher on a 3-on-2. Stolen away by Hartung. Gets it right off to the guard, Simpson. Left side, back out. Miss Levicek, head fake, coming inside. Dribble drive, shot good in the paint. Nice strong take by Miss Levicek. Didn't think she could get all the way there, so lays it up about 7-8 feet from the hoop. That was a nice shot. And the trap comes. Not quite there, though. Skip pass over to the far side as Jalen has a touch. Back over to Jordan. So there's your Durline to Durline combination. And the dribble drive for Jordan. She might have got a little bailed out on that, I'd say.
Yeah, that's a tough call. I mean, the help defense is there. Looked like they had their hands straight up. Maybe got her with a little body.
Torgerud, her first, team's third. 1 foul so far on DeForest. I like the pressure. I like to see that right away for the Riverhawks. Something we have not seen. And if DeForest was watching our games that we've covered, they haven't seen it either. They weren't expecting it.
As easy it is to get game film these days, I guarantee you that both teams saw the other team play a lot of games.
Oh, yeah. Brooklyn Lockington subbing in after she had a couple of threes the other night against Toma. And Jordan goes 2 for 2 at the free throw line, making it 5-9. DeForest leading by 4. Lockington's got to come to the ball, but then get rid of it quickly. Miss Levicek backing up. And Coach Roberson calling the timeout. 13:49, first half, 9-5 our score. Let's make sure that's all good. Yep, okay. I didn't know if the camera got bumped or not. So for Kelly Paulus, who's now Miss Bayer, you know, you can talk a lot more about her, Nami, and go through some of the stuff that was highlighted during the ceremony earlier
Sure.
today.
So the banner that she got is for her being named Miss Wisconsin basketball. In 1996, she was the AP State Player of the Year in 1996, the Lacrosse Tribune Player of the Year in both 95 and 96. She was an AP First Team All-State Player in 94, 95, and 96. The Central Red Raiders back then were state qualifiers in 94, 95. Of course, came up short in the state championship game both of those years to Milwaukee, Washington. I remember those games like it was yesterday.
And finished 1,631 total points, had 588 in her senior year. That is ridiculous. And a 5-second call on Miss Levicek on the inbounds. And just to wrap up things, first team Mississippi Valley Conference, 94, 95, and 96. And she was also the Conference Player of the Year, 95 and 96. That is tremendous.
She scored 1,631 points. I think I saw every single one of them. I did not miss one of her games. I was a big fan.
She was your Player of the Year as well then.
Oh, absolutely. All 4 years.
A little lucky there as that pass was just over the head of Isolt. But another foul called as Allie Armstrong drives in for the black and gold of DeForest. Team's fourth. They got that foul on Thomas, and that's her second early on too. She's gonna have to sit for a long time. Ackerman had subbed back in inside. The bounce pass to Mia Kuipers. And the tie-up goes to Central.
So the last 2 times that Central's had the ball, we've seen the pressure start to get to them. We'll see if they can find a way to break this pressure. Coach Q had to take a timeout on one of them. The other one ended up as a jump ball, so we'll see what happens here.
Bella Savage had just subbed in. And Simpson underneath. Ackerman missed a shot. Simpson on the rebound, got it to go.
So the key against that trap is to not hold the ball. If you hold it and let them get you, you're in big trouble.
Right.
Look to pass up over the top, and then you'll have numbers down on the other offensive end.
And Savage was doing that. That's a double dribble. Gathered first by Jada, and then put it back down. And the double dribble. So another turnover on DeForest coming in here tonight. They had 104 turnovers. Central Riverhawks about 130. And that's before the Toma game. So see, you can't be doing this though.
Yeah,
now.
this is where we get in trouble. You're catching. There you go.
Ackerman, had it go through her fingertips. And Savage had her hand in it for a moment, got it out. Travel called on Armstrong. So Central has it underneath their own bucket. Simpson will eyeball who to throw it into. See if somebody can get open underneath. Throwing it out to Miss Levicek. Near the quarter court line. Dribbles with her left. Spins back to the right. Step back two. Soft off the front rim.
What a move that was.
Right.
She can score in a variety of ways.
Nearly knocked the defender over on the spin back. Far side. And a hold for Armstrong. Whip it right around to Isolt. Hand off Oberg. rolls to the corner, dead there, coming back out to Jada. Inside, Jada plows all the way in, and an offensive foul called on Jada Kelleher.
And who took the charge? Sienna Torgerud, who's always doing the dirty work. My favorite player to watch out there. Stepped in from the weak side, had position, easy call for the official.
9-9. Oh, bad pass on the inbounds, though, by Miss Levicek. And, wow, that was just lost out of bounds, though, by Allie Armstrong. I thought that was actually tipped out of bounds by Miss Levicek. Savage has to come back up, though. Got to do that quicker.
Yep, and get rid of the ball.
Yep.
There you go.
Yep, over to Miss Levicek. Off to Ackerman. Torgerud to Simpson on the wing. Takes a screen. Hesitation. Step back. Thought better of it. Good idea. Set up a half court now, Nami, and you got to look in the post. Got to get Miss Levicek a touchdown there.
Yeah, and the best part of running offense is DeForest can't score when you have the ball. So
precisely. Burn,
take your time
baby.
and get a good one, yeah.
Burn that clock. Back to Simpson at quarter court. Kind of a 5-out look right now. Simpson drives in. Body bump. And the foul. I was wondering if it actually would have been an offensive foul, but no, it is not.
Yeah, I think she extended her arm a little bit, but not enough to draw the foul.
Macy Bartles picks up that foul. Lots of substituting for Coach Schwinn over there for DeForest, but again, we talked about how they had 3 players with the ACL injury just a year ago, all returning. Simpson, picked up the dribble there. You don't want to do that. DeForest bailed the zone. Torgerud drives in. Shot's good, and a foul. Thought maybe a travel. I hesitated because it looked like she got an extra step. Snordham gets called for the foul. Sienna Torgerud with an old-fashioned and one attempt at 11-9. Riverhawks lead.
Coach Schwein also from DeForest thought she traveled, and he's having a discussion with the official right now about it. He's not going to win that argument.
No, and I would have to concur with him. I thought there was an extra step.
There was a little one.
But off the heel on the free throw, 11-9. Aspen drives in, kicks over to the far side, and a 3-ball launched and good by Jalen Derline. 2 3-pointers so far. Ackerman breaks press, tried to drop it off to Misavage, stolen away, and we should have a foul called as Snordham had come all the way back. In fact, they called a jump ball instead, but it is possession arrow to DeForest. They lead 12-11 after that tray bomb and the last possession.
Chloe tried to make that pass there, and it was open for a second, but the defender's too quick and got back into position.
Credit Snordham for hustling all the way back as well. So Oberg brings it across the timeline for DeForest on their 1-point lead. Non-conference game tonight, but a big one for Central to know where they are against the number 8 team in the same division. Oberg, baseline drive, and another charge. This time Torgerud takes the second, and it's called on Oberg. That's her first, team's 5th, just like that. Man, we just said that only one foul on DeForest about 4 minutes ago, and they've racked up 5.
Give Torgerud credit. She's moving her feet, she's getting her position, and she's holding her ground, and that's how you draw a charge.
Miss Levicek bounce pass to Simpson, but it's directly into the trap. Now off to Miss Levicek over on the far side. It's 2-on-1. Drop down to Torgerud. Right-hand layup, soft, banked it in. Excellent little dish by Miss Levicek, and break and press, 13-12.
I've been impressed with it so far. They're breaking the press pretty well. Don't want to jinx it.
No. Jalen. The student in the 4th row might have been open, but it's the wrong team.
I'm not sure what happened on that one.
I don't either.
Slipped out of her hand on the way through, I think.
I think she tried to step between a double team, and that's exactly what happened. The ball just sailed on her.
But you see now that Central's got some easy baskets down on the other end. All of a sudden, DeForest is starting to sit back and not come out with that full court pressure. That's how you get a team to stop pressing you. You beat it a couple times.
Right. That's Levicek, far side. Skip pass, hard tongue, straight down from us. See, Lockington had just subbed in as well. That pass was tipped by Jada. Lockington brings it across the timeline. Resets. Once it's tipped, it's not over and back. Just make sure you're not getting called on the the 5-second call. Torgerud, corner. Miss Levicek back out to Hartung, and everybody resets for the Riverhawks. I know what Torgerud wants to do. Miss Levicek drives. Oh, Simpson on the cut. That pass actually could have been one step later, and instead Jalen Durline misses the bunny. Simpson comes out with a wolf behind her. Skip pass to
nice
Torgerud.
pass.
Got it up and goes. What a pass!
What a great pass from.
That's a
Simpson there.
freshman,
Yeah.
too, making that play to the senior. 15-12.
Floated it right over the top. Perfect. Dropped it right in.
Aspen
Another one.
drives. Yes, it is. Aspen this time on the charge. I think Torgerud's got, that's 3 different girls, too, that have had the charge called.
And I know DeForest is frustrated. I saw the player talking to the official there. They've been easy calls. I mean, she's getting position. You can't plow over the defender if they're in position, and so they're going to have to figure out a different way to attack it when Sienna's guarding them.
Well, and it's not even guarding; it's the help defense.
It's the help defense. You're right.
That's coming in.
You're right.
So you're driving baseline. Let's just put yourself in that mindset of a DeForest player. Okay, they've taken the timeout. They're trailing 15-12. There's 9:24 left here in the first half. You've had the chance in the corner now to drive baseline 3 different times. Each time you don't stop, you just put the head down and go to the hoop. Well, if somebody is waiting on you, there's only 2 things you can really do. Pass out of it or take the mid-range jumper.
And I bet that's what Coach Schwen is talking about right now.
I mean, it's just simple, simple plays.
Yep.
But when you have hustle points there by Torgerud, eventually you got to figure out the other options that are there because, again, she's just helping. All she is helping defense. And as you said, they're not questionable calls. A lot of times charges and blocks are the most questionable calls in basketball.
These have not been.
No, when the defender is setting their feet and waiting for you to dribble into them, it's going to be called every time.
And I bet that's something that Coach Q saw on the tape and was preaching to the girls about getting position, holding your ground, and they'll plow over you, and it's worked.
And Torgerud doesn't mind taking a charge.
Oh, no.
We've seen it throughout the entire first half of the season. Hartung over on the far side. Got to get rid of the ball. Don't want to hold it for too long. Does to Lockington. Bounce pass to Simpson at the elbow. Picked it up, though. Lockington thought about it. A little bit too far. Oh, backdoor cut for Simpson and scores! Alana Simpson up to 5, and the lead is 5. Oh, they lost. Now that was Jada this time. I don't want to say the wrong Kelleher each time, so just making sure. That was Jada, no good. Rebound and a 1 and done. Ball was tipped. Miss Levicek crosses half court once again, far side. Hesitation dribble at the baseline. Takes the 2. No good. Backside rebound for Aspen Kelleher. Good look for Miss Levicek. Oberg right underneath, and the ball slips between the fingertips of Jada Kelleher, who was open. That was actually a very good look by Oberg.
Riverhawks got a little fortunate there. She had great position down low. And that was going to be an easy layup. The ball just slipped right off her fingertips.
She was the one boxing out.
Yeah,
she
really.
Boxed out Simpson to get the shot down on the left block. Should have been an easy 2. Instead, another turnover. DeForest has had quite a few of them here in the first half. 17-12. Central still leads. Clock moves. 8 minutes left here in the first half. Bounce pass to the far side. And
Biondo.
Yeah, I had a look.
Yep.
I missed Katie coming in. Biondo scores. 19-12. And I had to look twice. Inside the skip pass back out. 3 ball in the way for Bartles. It's no good. Miss Levicek is there for the rebound. How about a lot of 1 and dones tonight for DeForest?
Yep.
Defensive rebounding for Central has been on point thus far. Miss Levicek bounce. Biondo head fake. Comes back out to Torgerud. Whipping it all the way around over the far side. That is Ackerman, correct? Yes. So she had subbed back in. Lockington had subbed out, and I think Biondo actually came in for her. Torgerud on the spin. Got caught underneath, though. A lot of contact, yes. Up ahead, then, is Aspen Kelleher and scores. She's got 4, 19-14.
Seeing a little token full court pressure here. Not really that trap that we saw to begin with.
And Miss Levicek drives right into it, but it's ripped away by Bartles. 1-on-1, Hartung comes by, and ball off the foot of Hartung, but nice hustle back. The pass needed to be over here. Biondo is actually open in the corner. You just can't just drive right into that.
Yeah, getting a little out of control offensively here. We need to settle down. I liked it when they were running their offense and getting good shots. They can get backdoor cuts if they work the ball around a little bit.
Yes, far side then. Aspen Kelleher for a three-pointer. No. Long rebound comes all the way out. DeForest gets another look at a Jalen Deerline three-pointer. And Allie Armstrong comes. Boy, I just said Oberg with a three-pointer. Banked it in. 3 chances, and they get a three-pointer out of it, which is Oberg's second.
You're playing the number 8 team in the state. You can't give them 3 chances. I guarantee you that.
You know, and I jinxed them. I said their defense has been on, or their rebounding has been on point so far.
That's on you.
I know.
Yep.
I'm sorry. Torgerud driving all the way in. Bumped, but a foul called, or missed the shot, I should say, and bumped. Foul on Oberg. That should be her second. Team's now 7th. 19-17, 6:14 to go first half. With that being the 7th foul, Central is in the bonus. This is 2, though, at the free throw line for Torgerud. She is sitting at 60% from the free throw line, but 0 for 2 today so far. Missed that one as well. Missed her first on the old-fashioned and one that she had a chance to convert earlier in the contest.
When you're playing really good teams, you got to take advantage of free throws.
Yes, and she does make the second. And as far as the season goes, these two teams, neither one of them are shooting over 60% at the free throw line. 58, 59% respectively. That's just not going to get it done when you got some of these close games. As Jalen Deerline closes in and gets an and one on her own as Biondo tried to take the charge.
And the difference there, Katie Biondo was in position there, but she kind of turned her body at the last second instead of taking it full on. Sienna, when she took her charges, took it full on, right at the chest. Katie kind of turned at the last second, and that's going to get you the block call instead of the charge.
A lot of dribbling there for Jalen Deerline, though. And then she came up a little bit, hobbled on the hip because of the contact.
Of course, it's real easy for us up here to say take it straight on, but
right.
You know, when you have an offensive player coming right at you, that's hard to do.
Yes, it is. Missed free throw, then a big block, but gave up the offensive rebound to Isolt. Hit. Yep.
Yeah, hit one of the pipes.
Yes, it did. Hit up above. Jalen on her three-point attempt. Got a little lucky there, too, for the Riverhawks. And it looks like the press may be coming back. No.
Like to see Central run some offense here and get a backdoor cut or something like that instead of just one-on-one.
Well, you got that
works.
instead with Alana Simpson coming down with a double pump at the elbow through 22-19 and right back down. What a pass, too. But Jada Kelleher cannot finish. Oh, my.
Take advantage. Take advantage.
Biondo over on the far side. Back to Torgerud. Then Ackerman over here. Miss Levichek was trying for your backdoor cut. It wasn't there.
I like it, though.
It was good defense. Back to Simpson, and everybody resets. Now Ackerman needs to slide back over towards us and get Miss Levichek on a one-on-one. It's not there. Still not there. Now the backdoor cut was there. Pass is behind her and picked up by Bartles. But then Simpson steals right back for Central. Step back. Got bumped on the shot by Jalen. She can't believe it. Deerline with her second foul, and Simpson's going to go to the free throw line for a pair, where she went 1 of 2 earlier in the ball game. Under 5 now. We're at 4:58. First half, 22-19. Central leading the number 8 team in Division II. Could hear a pin drop on. Could hear a pin drop on that free throw.
I like it. Home court advantage.
I actually heard somebody go, shh. I thought maybe they were talking to us. 23-19 with the first one going through for Simpson. Simpson shooting 52% at the free throw line, which is very odd. She's such a solid shooter and smooth.
That'll improve.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
That went in for those two. Puts the lead up to 5, 24-19. And that math I can do. There's a hesitation, too. And see that? There's no dribble drive on the baseline. Instead, whipped it around. Aspen Kelleher, no good on the three-pointer. Who comes out with it? Far side, instead it's Jada. Kelleher stay with it. Skip pass over to her. This time the baseline drive. Yeah, hand touch. Yeah. Little foul on Misavage. You know what? That's not bad, though. Simpson wasn't quite ready for the charge.
Yep.
That is Misavage's first, and the team's now 6th. So the next one on defensive side would be the bonus. So, yeah, now both teams are in that bonus corner. This is Jada holding, skip pass right back out to Aspen. Gets inside, Euro step doesn't hit. Ripped out of there. Misavage does have the rebound and a foul underneath as DeForest had both Aspen and Isolt down there for a defensive or an offensive rebound, but Misavage was holding serve. And we'll walk from one and all the way to the other.
So often you see when they get a rebound like that, the other team can get in there and force a jump ball. Bella did a nice job there, chinning the ball, getting her elbows out, creating her own space, and caused one of the DeForest players to make contact with her. Really well done there.
And called it on Aspen Kelleher. That's her second. Now can Misavage take advantage? And she does. Nice high arcing free throw. Don't want to get it up too high in this gym. You might get some precipitation after all that snow we had. You live in Wisconsin and have your whole life.
I don't like it.
I'll tell you what, next year just plan your trip to Hawaii during December. And then you'll love it. 26-19 after the two go in for Misavage. A little bit of a half-court trap. Far side. Jordan Durline almost lost it, got it off to Bartles. And now DeForest will reset. Comes off to Jada. Baseline drive. And another block by Simpson. That was off of Allie Armstrong's shot. And Sophie Isolt needs to get back. She almost got caught with another foul at the 80 feet from the hoop. Two big blocks by the freshman Simpson thus far.
She can really get up, can't she? Wow,
she really can. And while in her long arms, too, she got great reach. They are actually they're doubling Miss Levicek down on the bottom. And a three-pointer, no good. Long rebound, that was off of Bella. That was Miss Savage's three-point shot. A take all the way in for Bartles, it's no good. Simpson disrupted that too.
Did a good job just standing straight up, getting those long arms up in the air and just enough to disrupt the shot.
Gonna have to do a lot more movement without the ball for Miss Levicek though in order for her to get something on the offensive end.
Yeah, they're face guarding her pretty good right now.
Yes, they are. Torgerud over on the far side, but you're fine burning clock. Oh, skip pass, don't want to do that.
Nope.
As it's come out with Jada Kelleher off to Jordan Durline, and foul on the floor.
Ooh.
Oh. Called it on Miss Levicek. That's her second.
Thought there might have been a travel there, so we had one on us earlier that we thought was a travel, that one too, so
right.
You know how they all even out in the end. I would say we're even on that now.
Agreed. 2:46 as the clock stops. Heading to the free throw line is Jordan Durline. You're probably hearing me say a lot more first names, but they have 3 sets of sisters. That makes things awfully tough. I don't want to say Durline to Durline to Durline, so shot no good though on the free throw. One in bonus, no bonus because you got to hit the first. Simpson will walk it gingerly across the half-court line. Inside, Hartung nowhere to go. She can't see Lockington over on the other side. She was open on that other opposite post. You probably saw that too at home, and you too, Nami, but there's no way she's seeing that over a guard. So instead we have the timeout called by Coach Roberson at 2:27 to play first half, 26-19. Central leading DeForest.
I've been impressed with the energy that Central's had defensively. I noticed right away that Central was being active with their hands and moving their feet really well, and I could tell right away as it was bothering the DeForest offense. And we've seen a number of turnovers and a number of mistakes by DeForest. And then, Central's also getting a lot of contributions from role players that need to score. Biondo came in and hit a shot, and Misavage came in and got some big rebounds, played some good defense, and that's what they need to do. We have Brittany, we have Alana, that's awesome. We need other people too to step up and contribute as well.
Especially when they're face guarding Miss Levicek. She's essentially been double teamed almost the entire first half. She's had a couple of moments where she's been able to isolate, but they are few and far between. I do want to make mention, too, that DeForest is actually sticking around. If you're a non-Alaska Hilltopper popping on our YouTube channel, well, I don't know what you're doing here, but
welcome.
Yeah, exactly. They are at on Alaska tomorrow, actually, on the 17th. And get this for DeForest. If you want to see a Norskies home game, you'll have to wait until January 17th.
Oh, wow.
17th.
Like the boys for us.
Yes.
Yep.
They play on Alaska tomorrow. They're at Watertown on the 20th. Then they start in January with 3 straight road games before finally being at home. Hopefully the weather cooperates for them, too. I saw that there. So DeForest is near Madison. That's what I found out when I looked it up. Short corner to Hartung. Miss Levicek. Oh, don't pick up the dribbles. Keep going. Lockington is open over on the far side.
And trying to spot up to get ready for a
yes,
three-point shot. Oh, she's there. Hit
she
it.
Is. Skip
girl.
pass. Got it over to her.
Oh,
long, though. Yep. Hartung on the offensive rebound, and a foul called on the floor with Jordan Derline.
Great job by Gracie there, getting position on the weak side. We know rebounds typically come when they come from the baseline. They're going to go weak side typically. And Gracie did a good job getting position underneath there. Draws a foul. That's big. That's 2 free throws.
Thank you. I'm just going to say that. I was hoping you were going to mention that. It's double bonus time. 1:49 left in the first half, and 2 shots coming. First one no good, though, for Hartung.
Now, the other part of that is you have to make your free throws and take advantage of all that hard work.
Yes, precisely. That was the first foul on Jordan Derline. She has 2 points. We'll run through the stats and whatnot as well, but we should be having an interview, too. Hartung goes 1 of 2 at the free throw line. 27-19, our score. Oh, Hartung tried to just take it away from her. We might have blood. Oh, no, we got travel. Hartung took a shot to the chin. We saw some blood time last night. I thought we might get it again as the travel called on Jada Kelleher.
Again, active hands, making the Norskies uncomfortable.
And that first tap of the ball was clean. That's why they're not going to call anything, because it was all ball. Simpson crosses half court, then picked up the dribble, almost caught a travel. Lockington, that was tipped. Tipped by Jada Kelleher. Simpson, Euro steps inside and got the floating shot.
What a move. What a move.
She develops that, she is going to be almost unguardable for the mid-range. Because that nice float shot, if you can get a good touch on it. And Delaher was trying to go to the baseline. Jordan was open, but stolen away by Simpson. Lockington back out. This good job by Brooklyn not taking that shot, too. Miss Levicek to Torgerud at the elbow. No good. Rebound. Coming out of it is Isolt. She's got a wolf. It's Miss Levicek. Couldn't quite touch it, though. Everybody leaves Jordan Derline. Over on the far side, it's Allie Armstrong. 40 seconds left, first half. And Simpson. I thought maybe we were going to get a kickball, actually, but instead it's Simpson with a touch foul. Boy, you got to leave that alone.
Yep.
Because that's her first, but it's the 8th on the Riverhawks. Stops the clock with 37 seconds left in the first half. Subbing in is Mia Kuipers once again for DeForest. Still 1-1, and the first one goes through. Bad foul.
Yeah, that was a tough call. Trying to continue to be active. You know what she's trying to do, but I don't want to put him at the free throw line there.
Well, and Allie Armstrong has not had any points so far, too. You'd almost want to pitch a shutout to somebody that's averaging 10.
Right.
Because then you're like, well, she's not really a main focus of the game. Might maybe get her head out of the game, too, a little bit offensively. Simpson to the corner. Hartung, three-pointer, long.
So DeForest went to 2-3 look there defensively. Central will have to counteract that with their offense. Isolt
off to Armstrong. That's Bartles. Down low, back to her. 5 seconds to go. Dribble drive penetration. Miss Levicek all over her. Kuipers no good. 29-21, that's it.
Very good half for the Riverhawks. Very impressed.
First half, and DeForest Norskies and Central Riverhawks 29-21 is our score at the half, and the Central Riverhawks should be getting a great round of applause for that first half. They lead by 8 over the number 8 team in Division 2, as those rankings that were just released on Tuesday at Notre Dame, Pewaukee, then Beaver Dam, who we talked about earlier. That's who DeForest had just played. Then New Berlin West. They actually jumped. New Berlin West was, I want to say they were 9th, jumped all the way to 4th. And then Union Grove is number 5. Waukesha West, McFarland, DeForest, Wisconsin Lutheran, and then Pius finishing out the top 10 in Division 2. And I can see right now that Kelly Paulus Bayer is walking up the steps over on the other side. I have x-ray vision.
I'm looking. I don't see her.
I'm going to grab that corded microphone and give it to her, Nami.
Okay, sounds good. All right, here she comes. We'll get her set up here. Yep. Hi, Kelly.
I'm a hug bird.
How you doing? Nice to see you.
Oh my God, it's so good to see you.
Good, how are you? Welcome back.
Can you put that up to you?
Yes. Is that good?
That's
Okay,
perfect. Now I can hear you. I got great levels. We're good.
Perfect.
Well, first of all, I'm glad to meet you.
Yes, it's very nice to meet you.
Yes.
As well.
I want to know just the feeling of coming back to the gym and then seeing what took place earlier tonight, and just
It
like
was amazing.
just the emotions of tonight.
Yeah, it's been so lovely. Everybody's been so thankful, or I've been so thankful. It was funny, we walked into the gym and we kind of said, boy, the gym looks smaller. You know, when you go back to school, everything looks smaller. And just to have my teammates and my coaches and fans and managers has been really what's made it special. And my family, and my daughter, who's 14, is here, and she plays basketball in Colorado, and I'm a coach of hers. So her to be able to see what we did here has been really special.
So I was actually going to ask about that.
Yeah.
You went from the player perspective, now you're the parent/coach. How has that been for you, and how's that transition been?
It's been amazing, and you know, I didn't really appreciate the teammates and my coaches back then. Like, what we had was really special, and everyone told us it was really special, but you don't really understand that until you get some perspective. And now that I have a lot of perspective, to be able to come back, this wouldn't be as meaningful as it is without all those special people. So I know there's a lot of people who couldn't make it because of the weather, but thank you, you're doing this so they can be a part of it. It's really made, and I got really emotional. I started to cry. It just, all the memories started to swell back. So
The one thing I really want to ask about is, do you understand a legacy that you have at this school? Because we were talking just the other night about the banners that were already up there. That's 2 boys.
Yeah.
You're the first girl, now obviously a woman, that is up on the banner. But I don't know if you could put into words what it means for you to have that, because there are little girls, as you know, you have a daughter that can walk into this gym now and realize that could be me someday, and that's you.
Yeah. You know, I don't think, had they done it shortly after I had left or after I was done, I don't think I would have had that perspective. I do now, being in my mid-40s.
Don't give away too much.
No, yeah. Not giving you my real age. Mid-40s is close enough. But it's been really special. And now being a coach and understanding the sacrifice. And we were laughing with Paul Holman that he was only 22 when he was coaching us. And, you know, we're 14 to 18-year-old kids. Like, you just don't really understand it until you have that perspective. And it is really special. And I'm glad that I can be somewhat of a role model for younger girls. That's really cool.
Have you been able to keep a pretty good relationship with your teammates as you've moved on? Obviously not living in Wisconsin anymore.
Yes,
Makes
we're
it a
on
little
a
more
text
challenging.
thread and Facebook. I think you're on that.
Yeah.
And, you know, being able to catch up and having my 14-year-old meet Tiffany Feldy's, you know, 14-year-old son, who's also a freshman, and Sarah Dillenbeck. That's not their names anymore, but she has a 14-year-old. Like, that's really cool, and I feel like I see everybody through Facebook, but to be able to be here together again, watching basketball it's really special.
That's what I wanted to ask about too, was how have you noticed that the game has evolved from the time that you played to now?
Sure.
And coaching, playing from back then and now coaching the game,
Yeah.
a lot of different things from then.
It really has been, and it's funny, like there's so many ways that it really has evolved, but then there are so many things that down to those fundamentals, and it's kind of the same, right? And so putting that hard work in, willing to make the sacrifice, doing all the conditioning drills that we used to do, like that's what I think put us over the top, and it's very fun to watch this team. It's very talented, and Brittany is an amazing player. I heard she just hit 1,000 points. That's
Last
amazing.
game. Yeah.
I can't wait to meet her.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to see the history and the legacy of Central girls basketball continue on. And I know that you went to state that year. That was so awesome.
Yeah, and I wanted to thank you for calling the team before we went down there. And
Yeah.
I remember you telling them to enjoy every minute of it. It's going to go by so fast. And I'll just tell you that my team was very well aware who Kelly Pauls was, with or without the banner up there. We watched old game film. They knew all about your team, of course,
that's so
because you
sweet.
remember I was a big fan and didn't miss many.
Yeah.
We said you scored 1,631 points in your career, and I said I think I saw all 1,631 points. I don't think I missed a game.
Well,
So,
we
However-
had some amazing, awesome fans. Like
Yeah.
they came out in droves. They would come down to Madison and watch us play, and
yeah, I was telling Joel, you had to get here early. You had to be here an hour early to get a seat,
Like,
otherwise you weren't.
You had to make sure you got here early,
Yeah.
otherwise you could not
You
get
weren't
in. I
gonna-
remember games in Aquinas where they had to kick people out.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
So
Do you still remember some of the playing days? Like Nami was talking about the missed shot, the back at the state championship. I mean, do you ever just kind of reflect and like, wow, we were number 2 in the state at the end of the day,
Yeah, you do, and I remember more of those like moments of being at practice or going and having lasagna or spaghetti dinners before games.
Always
and the
pasta.
bus rides. Like those are the things I remember. Obviously, we remember the big games and just a hair short of winning the title, but like those girls over there, they mean so much to me and my family, and I'm so glad my dad and my mom could be here, my sister's here, and it's pretty awesome.
I'm grateful that the weather held out. We could
My
have this
gosh,
game
yes.
because I was a little worried about it anyway. Kelly, so nice to meet you. Thank you so
Yes.
much for coming up
Oh
here.
my
We really do
gosh.
appreciate it. Congratulations on all the success.
Thank
Best of luck
you.
being a coach. And I'm sure any time that you're back here, you're more than welcome to pop
Oh,
up.
heck yeah. I will wear my Riverhawks gear.
Yeah, I was
with
going to say,
pride.
where is the gear?
Yeah.
No, I got
Come
a nice
on now.
bag from Mr. Ambrose, so.
She probably has all Red Raider stuff.
I
She
do.
can't
Oh,
wear
that's
it.
true.
Yeah.
Funny enough,
That's
my
true.
daughter likes wearing a lot of that.
Really?
So
There you
it
go.
makes me really happy.
Yeah.
There you go.
So,
Well, thank you so much, Kelly.
Thank
love
you.
you. All right.
Bye-bye.
Appreciate it. I'll take that from you. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, it's so nice to meet
Yeah, you too.
Thank you, Kelly. Yeah, see ya.
Thank you for.
Yeah,
And it was
thanks.
so good to see your dad.
Yeah, he's down here. Yeah.
I haven't seen you in years. I don't know. I saw him and we chatted for a while. And so
One thing I wanted to mention, I didn't even get to ask about being a multi-sport athlete. That's the other thing. That's such a big thing now, is being a multi-sport athlete. I didn't get a chance to ask that either. But overall, that was so much fun. Having Kelly come up, it's great. You got to be a little fan again. I noticed that.
I'm a little
Naomi.
fanboy. Yep. Yeah.
Well, talk about what we've seen so far in this first half as I'll try to get some stats.
Boy, I'll tell you, I'm a fan of Riverhawks' game tonight. They've been playing really well. I think defensively has been a huge key. Active with their hands and then moving their feet. The help defense has been there 3 times from Sienna. Katie Biondo almost drew a charge. She was in position, had a chance. And then offensively, I think they're doing a nice job getting back cuts, getting shots to the basket. Alana Simpson is playing a phenomenal game, especially, both offensively and defensively.
She leads at 11 points.
Yeah, offensively, she's been really able to get to the basket anytime she wants and getting easy shots. And so hopefully they can keep that up. I think it all starts on the defensive end. I think they did a good job breaking the press, and I think DeForest is a little tentative now to come out with that press. We'll see, but hopefully DeForest is a little tentative to come out with that press, and so you don't have to worry about that trap.
Just about done. Okay. 6 points for Oberg is the high for DeForest, and 5 for Jalen Durline. At the free throw line, they went 4 of 5. And 3-pointers, they hit 3.
Yeah.
5, 3 of 10 from deep. Miss Levicek will set things up then for the Riverhawks as they lead 29-21. Miss Levicek only actually had in that first half 4 points, but yet Central leads. Dribbling in was Aspen, came back out, crossover for Bartles. Cut in, and nice move by Bartles to finish. That is her first 2 of the evening at 29-23.
Oh, the trap is back on here.
Simpson with 11 points, but Miss Levicek only with 4, yet somehow Central was leading in the first half, and a 10-second call. Boy, that seemed awfully quick. Savage runs off.
Should have looked at the clock. When
I didn't check either.
Yeah.
Torgerud had to come out, then Savage reports back in, and inbounding is Aspen Kelleher, along with Olberg. Of course, Jalen Derline's in. Far side is Bartles, and Allie Armstrong driving all the way inside. A tough move for Aspen. She's fouled on the way up. 2 free throws coming.
So you can see one of the things that DeForest talked about at halftime was getting to the basket.
Third one on Miss Levicek. That's a big call, Nami.
It is.
No good on the free throw, though. Struggle at the free throw line for both teams, as I said. Those good teams got to be higher than 60%. They're both 58-59. And second one does go through. 29-24. And here's the trap. Everybody trying to clear out. Simpson, far side, Miss Levicek. Got to cross half court. Have to, yep. She does. The trap's coming. She gets around 2 of them. Caught underneath. Off to Simpson. Had to reshuffle the feet and off the backboard and back rim, I should say, and through.
Really nice adjustment in the air there.
13 game high. Yes, it was. And Jalen Derline over the far side. Bartles touches. Tries to drive in. Ackerman with good defense. Savage, though, gave it up, and a layup for Allie Armstrong. We talked about how Allie was not an offensive threat in that first half, but showing it now. Miss Levicek, far side. Off to Hartung. And crossing half court, the Riverhawks got to look back underneath. Simpson's there to Miss Levicek on the left side, and good. Great ball movement, Nami.
It really was, and DeForest trying to trap all over the court right now, and that's leaving open players. Riverhawks doing a nice job keeping their eyes up and finding who's open.
Jalen Derline over to Aspen. Had a touch for Kelleher, back to her. Hartung. Oh, don't reach too much. And they are going to call a foul. Oberg dribbles with her left, spins back to the right, and tried to drop it off. Out of bounds. Couldn't be saved by, I believe that's Armstrong, and it was. 33-26. Torgerud checks back in. Going to play for Miss Levicek. I mean, that's smart. She's got the 3 fouls. Can't be picking up a cheapo at 15-50 in the second half.
So that's a big point in the game right now. Can Central hold serve without Brittany in the game?
Right now they lead by 7. You got to step through that. Off to Hartung. It's 2-on-1. Bounce pass. Try to feed it into 2. And a foul called on Savage instead of the tie-up. But the possession was clearly in the DeForest.
Coach Q not happy with that cross-court pass there. Just was not open.
No, you got to lay that back up by yourself and reset things. Let your offense come and then roll with it. Oberg crossed over to Derline. Skip back to Oberg. Top the key 3-pointer. Yes. She's 3 for 3. One more, Nami, and you know I got to pull a trigger. 4 for 4. It's what we did the other night, too. Torgerud crossing half court, but then trapped. Don't foul Savage. Simpson will as Aspen turns. And Simpson gets called for the foul on the reach. The Riverhawks were not reaching too much in that first half. Nami, got to start playing defense with the feet.
Yeah, 3 quick fouls here. Don't want to put them in the bonus right away.
No. That's the second foul on Simpson.
DeForest looking much sharper on offense here in the second half.
Bartles back out to Oberg. Jada to Jalen. Right back over. Bartles, head fake. That ball was tipped. Jalen might have got a three-pointer off of it. Instead, just knifes her way through the defense and scores.
Has a nice step through there to get to the basket.
33-31. Simpson behind the back dribble. Got to pass it. Got to pass it. Hartung, 10-second call, or do we have a timeout?
I think we got a timeout first.
Oh, that was awfully close.
So for the first time tonight now, that's the last two possessions that we've seen the trap.
We might have
we're going to have a discussion here.
Yes, we are. Sorry, Nami.
No, you're all right.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Talk about what you're going to talk about.
Yep, they're going to give them the timeout. For the first time tonight, that's two possessions in a row now where we saw the trap starting to affect Central. They're going to have to, without Brittany in the game, they're going to have to find a way to handle that pressure, or they're going to see it for the rest of the time here.
When she went out, 33-26. Timeout as not even 90 seconds, and it's down to a 2-point lead for Central.
And it doesn't take much. Beat it 2 or 3 times, get some easy layups on the other end, and he'll call it off again. You know he will.
Right.
We saw that in the first half. But
yeah, Coach Schwinn would, because he did readjust things about, 8 minutes into the first half.
Yep.
Because Central got about 3 or 4 layups out of it.
And here comes Miss Levicek again. Here is a gamble.
Yes.
And I don't blame Coach Q. I mean,
no, I don't either.
Yeah, you have to take your shots here. Brittany just needs to play really smart. We'll see if she can do that. Really under control.
Have to move your feet.
Yep.
Now that Oberg was reaching in off the Torgerud, far side, Miss Levicek. Lost the handle, got it back, up, and no good. Got her on rebound, pad the stats, no. Third time, fourth time, got it.
Great work inside there, didn't give up on it, kept on battling, finally got one to go.
Honestly, thought there might have been a foul called too. We got a discussion over on the bench area of DeForest. A little warning there.
I think the players were standing up.
Oh, that's what, yes,
Yep.
I think you're right. Yep. I think it was Kuipers, but she kind of slapped herself realizing, I'm not supposed to do that. 35-31, thought maybe it was a technical. I'm like, we haven't seen anything like that from either coach tonight. Ball gets loose, Oberg. And you know they're going to try and go right back down to against Miss Levicek. Far side, Bartles. Corner, touch for Armstrong. Back to Bartles, three-pointer. Yep. Bartles, 1 of 2, and the tray bomb's starting to fall. Up to Miss Levicek.
Much crisper on offense. Their passes are better.
Lockington off. As you just said that, though, that was a dangerous pass. And instead, a little cheap foul on Jada Kelleher. Her second, team's first, 35-34. A 1-point lead for Central right now, 13:33 to play in the second half. Simpson will inbound. Next to the extra scores table. What is that for?
That's for the radio guys when they come.
Oh, okay.
But then when they were here, they sat up here. So
yeah, I was going to say
I'm
the last.
confused.
Well, probably because of their video.
Of the live stream, you're right.
Simpson gets inside. Shot good. Alana Simpson is growing up in front of us.
Yeah, she's
Nami.
played a great game, hasn't she?
Aspen holds. Comes back to Oberg. Right back over to Kelleher. Skip pass to Durline. Right back over to Aspen. Stops in front of Miss Levicek. Rebound off of Isolt. Not Lockington. I wondered who they were going to call it off.
You know, with the moves that Alana has, it's easy to see into the future here and think that she could be the next 1,000-point scorer we see here.
Yes. Torgerud on the inbounds.
Assume she's only going to get better.
Dangerous pass. Oberg steals it away. Jalen, numbers. Was that touched by Lockington? Oh, it was. Too bad that she couldn't get her hand down.
That was a tough break.
Yes. And Torgerud would come right back out. Boy, they need her offense, though. Torgerud in the first half had 7 points. And so far, she hasn't even had a shot attempt. Inbound, and they got the back screen. Jada Kelleher, easy layup for 2. 37-36, just a 1-point lead once again for Central.
Defense kind of fell asleep there, got somebody caught behind them.
Mockington down low.
Good shot fake.
Was a good one. And Miss Levicek finds it underneath for 2. She's got 6 in the second half, and the double digits at 10. Right back over to Aspen Kelleher to the corner. Jalen Durline. Aspen open 3. Yes. went 3 of 10 in the first half, and the tie ball game. We've had ties at 3, 9, and 39.
Got to get it across court here. Got to go. Yep.
And another timeout.
Problem is he's going to run out of timeouts.
Yes,
Can't do it every time.
Coach Roberson calling a timeout. As you can tell he's saying, look up, look up, look up. You have to keep your eyes up. He calls a full timeout, in fact. That's the dangerous thing about the press is if you're not able to keep that head up, Nami, and you can't see who's in front of you or where a teammate is to help you out, these 10-second calls are going to start racking up.
Yep, and it's easy for us up here to say, oh my gosh, there's somebody wide open. Well, there's 2 defenders that are right in your face with hands all over the place. It takes a lot of discipline to keep your eyes up, and then it takes a lot of talent to be able to make a long pass across the court there, and it's not an easy thing to do. And in the first half, I thought they did a good job being under control and hitting some of those open passes. The second half here, they've been struggling with it, and DeForest now starting to feed off it. Of course, also DeForest hitting their threes is helping them.
Right.
And we didn't see that in the first half. So Central really needs to kind of pick themselves off the mat here. It's a tie game. I mean, if you would have told Coach Q that's going to be tied with 12 to go, he would have taken that.
Right.
I promise you that. So you're right where you want to be. Settle down, get some back cuts to the basket. That's what's been working. Keep working hard on the rebounds. We've seen Brittany score a bunch on offensive rebounds.
Right.
Stick to the game plan here.
So you got 18 minutes, right? First half, second half.
Yep.
That's the total. In the first 18 minutes of the game, DeForest had 3 3-pointers. In the last 6 minutes, they've had 3 more.
Yep.
It's a tide turner. Lockington, bounce pass, Hartung, drive all the way inside. You bet. Oh, shielded the body. Simpson almost had the rebound. Instead, it rolls out to Jalen Durline. And she gets across everybody. Nearly make that layup. Got it back. Bounce out. Olberg, 3. No. And rebound Simpson. And there should be a foul, yes.
Good rebound by Simpson there. She went up over the top. She didn't touch the DeForest player. She went up over the top, just jumped higher.
Right.
Used her long arms and reached over the top of her.
That's Olberg's first miss from the three-point land, too, because she's 3 for 3. Now 3 for 4. Tied at 39.
She was wide open on that one.
She was.
Dodged a bullet.
Yes. Even inside, too.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, that should have been a Jalen Durline layup.
Yep. So take advantage of it now, Riverhawks.
Let's see what happens as they set up their half-court offense. Oh, and Torgerud throws it directly at no one, but it's tipped out of bounds, luckily enough, off of Jada. You gotta keep your eyes up if you're Torgerud. Because if they can set up their offense on the half court, she can get open.
Yep, they've had success with that.
Simpson drops down to Lockington. Did not shoot, though. Back out. Simpson skip past to Lockington again. Deep 2 on the baseline goes through. Brooklyn Lockington for 2, 41-39. Jada Kelleher drives baseline. Thompson on her. Remember, Thompson picked up 2 early fouls. We haven't seen her since about 12 minutes into the first half. And that pass was tipped by Thomas into the hands of Lockington and a turnover. Central up 2. Trying to knock off the number 8 team in Division 2. Miss Levicek, lots of dribbling by herself, but it works. She has to avoid the contact, Nami.
Yeah, when she goes to work, it's pretty to watch. She just, nice little spin move there, crossover to the spin, and found an easy basket.
With that 3 fouls, she just cannot put her head down and drive in. Jada Kelleher, skip pass right back to Aspen Kelleher. Goes in, soft, boy. Are they calling that on Miss Levicek? Because there was nothing there.
I hope not.
They called it on Simpson. I honestly didn't think there was much of anyone.
Had to be body. That's the only possible explanation for that.
Now, I'm not trying to sound like a homer. I honestly just didn't see anything.
And I am a homer.
True. And Aspen hits the and one to make it 43-42. We were tied, or no. 43-42. That's Central leads by a point. And Miss Levicek comes out at 10:08.
I got a boys score when you want it.
Let's go through this possession first.
Yep.
Torgerud. Bounce pass to Lockington. Corner, was that a 2? I think it was. Biondo offensive rebound and puts it home. Go ahead.
The boys are down 17-12, 10 minutes to go in the first half.
So they're playing the Happy Toilet, Juliet West out of Illinois.
Thank you to my sister for that.
Yes, appreciate that. Dribble drive by Bartles. Comes back out. Resets at the wing. The backdoor cut not open. Had to get it off to Armstrong. Armstrong, that ball actually goes, Lockington, don't want to do that.
I think we have a timeout first.
Yes,
Yep.
oof, that's good because Lockington would have get called for the foul. She was guarding Jada, but too handsy. 45-42, 9:28 to go, second half. And again, Miss Levichak had subbed out. You got to watch her with those 3 fouls. Obviously, Simpson now has 3 fouls, so fouls starting to rack up a little bit for the Central Riverhawks. On the other side for DeForest, 2 for Jada, 2 for Aspen, and 2 for Jalen Durline, and 2 for Oberg. So nobody with 3, even though when we went into halftime, they were the ones that had foul trouble, were DeForest Norskies.
Yep, and give Central credit. DeForest made a run there, got it back to a tie game. Central could have easily folded there, and they came back and now have a 3-point lead. So that took a lot of resilience for the Riverhawks there.
I like the grit. I like the fight of the Riverhawks. I've liked it, especially since that Unalaska win. I think that was a little bit of a tide turner.
Yep.
As right inside is Jada. Shot partially blocked, but there was contact. And that foul is going to be called on Thomas, her 3rd now.
They tried that same play that they got the backdoor cut on the last out-of-bounds play. This time Biondo was there, but we had a foul on the help defense.
And Jada Kelleher at the free throw line, front rim, back rim, and out. 45-42 our score. 9:25 left in the second half, and the Riverhawks lead by 3. Ball in hand to Jada. Second one's through, clean. 45-43. And a battle of
Here comes a trap.
Division II teams. Foul called right in the hip. That foul is on Jalen Durline. That's her 3rd. And team's 3rd. Got to be aware of that as well. Because the bonus time. Out to Torgerud. Pass half court. Has to bring it across to make sure that's not called. The 10-second. Backdoor cut wasn't there. And a foul on Jalen. She just picked up her 4th. As Torgerud went down, boy.
Boy, that's a big point in this game. 9 minutes to go.
Yes. Jalen has 7 points for them, all 2 in this second half.
We'll see how long Coach Schwen keeps her out. I mean,
Right. Keep an eye on Torgerud as well. She went down hard.
yeah, I think right on her hip or knee, maybe.
Yeah, she's got the brace on anyway. Inbound to Lockington. Somebody's got to come and help her. Got it off to Biondo. And into Simpson. There's some more sure hands. Cut for Miss Levichak, not open. Biondo, far side. They're looking into Miss Levichak on the low block. It's not there. Misavage has it at quarter court. Back over to Miss Levichak. Can she go to work by herself? Spins away from a double team. Now triple team. Shot up. Foul called.
Boy, Miss Levichak saying, just get me the ball and get out of the way. I'll take care of it myself.
I was honestly worried that they were going to call an offensive foul. Nobody was set, but there was still a lot of contact. That foul's on Bartles, her 2nd. Miss Levichak at the free throw line, where she hasn't been there yet. First one's through. Why not? She's shooting 87%. She's miss automatic. I mean, she really is at the free throw line. She's hit some clutch ones for Central all throughout the season.
Joel.
Short arm the second one, though. Got to use your legs. 46-43. Don't blame me on that one. Oberg top the key for DeForest. 46-43. A 3-point lead for Central. DeForest with the basketball. Skip pass over to Oberg. She's 3 for 4. Short, though. far side. Rebound tracked by Bartles. And she shimmy shakes away Simpson at first. Backdoor cuts open. Aspen can't control it. Back over to Oberg. In the corner. Dribbles in. Drops it off. And the layup no good there for Armstrong. And coming out of it is Biondo. Up to Misavage. Get it across half court.
And get it to a guard.
Yes. Off to Miss Levicek. Biondo underneath. And a foul called on Allie Armstrong, just her first.
Those backdoor cuts have been open all night long. DeForest playing way on the line, up line, trying to get their hand and get deflections, and it's opening up backdoor cuts. Biondo now limping off.
Ugh, I don't want to see that.
Oh.
She's played some solid minutes tonight, the sophomore guard has. Right back to Simpson on the inbounds. Off the front rim to Torgerud. And a second chance.
Good offensive board there by Misavage. Doing a lot of work underneath.
Miss Levicek over to Lockington. Oh, thought about a deep three-pointer. That's Steph Curry range, though. Don't really want to do that.
I think she thinks about it every time she touches the ball.
I think you're right.
Yep.
Torgerud on the far side, trying to get a double screen for Miss Levicek, who's open at the free throw line. Shot, no good, though. Blocked out by Aspen Delaher, who throws up ahead, though. Off of Armstrong. Kelleher had, I said it wrong, I'm sorry. Kelleher had the pass, an outlet pass. The look was there. Oh, Miss Levicek, how did she miss at the free throw line? That's 2 in a row then. All right, fine, now you can blame me. 46-43, clock moves at 7. Hi, Dana, thank you for tuning in. I saw her text. That means Owen's sleeping. Torgerud had it lost on the off of her foot, picked up by Bartles. Not really numbers, but looking anyway. Aspen puts it on the deck. Corner, Jada Kelleher, 3. No, rebound. Miss Levicek.
Really like to see the ball in Simpson or Miss Levicek's hands here.
Yes, agreed. And the ball lost out of bounds off of DeForest. Stays with Central. Still a three-point. We've been sitting on this three-point lead for quite a while at 46-43 for Central. Neither team has scored here lately. Had some good looks. Torgerud. Bounce it down low to Miss Levicek. Got away for one and scores on a low block.
Did a great job chinning the ball, squaring up to the basket, shook the defender.
Aspen with a head fake and a running shot, no good. Got her own rebound and blocked from behind and clean too. Glad they didn't call anything. And this ball is tipped out of bounds off of DeForest. 48-43. We're almost 6 minutes left. Getting close to that money time here in this second half. And the Central Riverhawks have the 5-point lead. Last tie we had was at 39s.
Joel, how about Chloe Ackerman, who we did not see in the beginning and is now a starter for this team and giving quality minutes?
Yes.
I'm very impressed with her.
Forgot that she started tonight. I'm glad you mentioned that because I kind of forgot. Simpson's open. Got to give it to her when she cuts in like that. Misavage, corner, high post, Miss Levicek. Yes. Softly off the rim. Got the roll.
Coach Schwein got to be thinking, how do we lose track of her?
Right. Oberg hands back off to Jada Kelleher, and a timeout by Coach Schwinn. 5:43, second half, 50-43. Central leading here on the Central Riverhawks YouTube channel.
I think Coach Schwein is wondering how they lost track of her, and he wants to hear it from the players how we lost track of her.
They call a full timeout, does DeForest. 5-2 are the Norskis coming in here tonight. Their last game, though, happened to be against Beaver Dam, the number 3 team in Division 2. And they fell short by 3.
Yeah, I've been real impressed with Central's ability to bounce back. All the momentum was on DeForest's side there. And you almost felt like, oh boy, here comes a big run. And I think Coach took a timeout. They settled down. They started stopping the turnovers off of the trap. And they were able to get some baskets. And then the offensive rebounds have been really big for Central.
Yes.
Getting second and third opportunities. And that's a recipe for winning. If they can do that for 5 minutes and 43 more seconds, they're going to walk out of here with a major, major victory.
Yeah, sitting at 3-5 coming in here tonight after the win over DeForest. Yes, it does. Dana just texted and said the time matches the score.
Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah.
0,
Look at
4, 3. Those are the things that she notices on broadcast. She'll probably say something about a jersey later.
Well, I'm glad she's watching and paying attention. We wouldn't have noticed that.
No, I had no idea. I wasn't looking at that at all. These are the perspectives of a laxed sports fan. Aspen over on the far side of Jada Kelleher, who just subbed back in, actually. And a dribble drive by Oberg, fouled on the low block. That's probably on Hartung. She was there in the vicinity at first.
Oh, Bella.
Oh, that's her third and team sixth. Bonus time all the way through, 5:33 for each team.
Central did a good job there after picking up 3 quick fouls in the second half.
Yes, because it looked like it was going to be bonus time from about 9 on at least.
Right.
Misavage comes out, Torgerud back in. That's good to see, too. She was a little shaken up earlier. Don't know if Biondo's still over there or not. I don't see her. Oberg goes 2 for 2 at the free throw line to cut it down to 5.
Coach Schwen putting Jalen Duran back in here
Yes.
with her 4 fouls.
Dangerous pass. Oh, was that tipped? No, it was not.
Looked like Hartung thought it was tipped. It wasn't.
Yeah, that's why she didn't.
Saying, yeah.
Yeah, that's why she pulled her arms down. Instead, it's a turnover on Central. Oberg over to the far side to Allie Armstrong. Back to Oberg. Hesitates, get inside, got her own rebound, come back out. Aspen. And that's through for Aspen Kelleher.
On a second chance opportunity, and the Riverhawks had 4 people down there to rebound the ball. They got caught watching, and the DeForest girl came in and stuck it.
And a skip
away.
pass is stolen away by Oberg. Drives all the way in. Miss Levicek had to leave her alone as she has 3 fouls. And just like that, we're tied 50s. Up ahead, though, Torgerud has broke the press. Off to Simpson. Now can the Riverhawks respond?
Yeah, here comes that resiliency again. They did it last time.
This is a very, very important possession, Nami.
Yes.
Miss Levicek looks. Nobody open. Picked up her dribble. Got to find somebody. Does. Simpson on the curl. And a foul called. Getting pretty tight with the defense here. Jada Kelleher, that's her third. And it puts Simpson at the free throw line for a 1 and potentially a second.
Central boys up 27-26 with 3 minutes left to go in the first half.
Nice response after
was.
being down 7. Didn't you say it was 20-13?
Yep.
Simpson no good on the free throw. Time had stopped at 4:24. 1 and done for Central. Up ahead, far side, Jada. Back to Oberg. Puts it on the deck. Back to Jalen. Far side, Aspen, who just hit one. Short, though. Rebound, come out with it for Hartung. Off to Ackerman, who actually lost the handle. Over to Simpson. Oberg trying to steal it. We're going to have a tie-up, I would assume. We're going to have a jump ball, and that is DeForest. Causing that was Allie Armstrong. Aspen with the three-pointer, but missed it. She's 2 of 5 from deep. 50-50, just got under 4 minutes. 3:57 in the second half. What a ball game we've had here tonight.
Been a fascinating ball game. A lot of chess match stuff going on, a lot of strategy.
Yes. Oberg, 1 extra pass to Jada Kelleher, who cans the three-pointer. Her first of the night, and gives DeForest the lead at 53-50. Hartung crosses half court. Off to Torgerud, who's been awfully quiet in the second half. No points for her after 7 in the first. Ackerman.
Settle down here and get a good basket.
Got to get Miss Levicek open. Backdoor cut's not there.
There it is.
Yep, Hartung. Off to Miss Levicek. You don't want too much one-on-one dribbling, though, either. A lot of hip checking there. And the layup is good by Ackerman.
So much attention being paid to Brittany. It freed up Chloe, and she made a nice shot there.
Yeah, that thing was a high arcer, too. Went right through.
A huge shot.
Yes, it was. So DeForest has the lead of 1. Jalen Durline with a touch. Aspen Kelleher back off to Oberg. Oberg, right side, layup, good. Oberg has not stopped driving now. She has seen something in the Riverhawks defense and keeps attacking. Simpson over to Ackerman. Torgerud. The backdoor cut's not there, though. Torgerud goes all the way in. Shot's good. That's what I wanted to see out of her. Put one up for her. 9 points, 2-minute warning. 55-54. DeForest up by a point. Late in the ball game. Oberg closed out on her.
There you go.
Passes too far behind, and it's Torgerud the steal. Central has a chance to take the lead. Simpson, I'd let Simpson go to work. Torgerud, far side, no three-pointer. Riverhawks went 0 for 5 in the first half for threes. Miss Levicek all the way in, left-hand layup, no good. How is that not a tie-up? Oberg passes up ahead to Jalen Durline, who scores somehow. Got that layup up. Boy, I thought there should have been a timeout, tie-up.
Yeah, it looked like it should have been. I don't know why the call wasn't there, but it leads to a fast break opportunity for DeForest.
And that's a tough shot by Jalen that ended up making that 57-54 and a full timeout called by actually DeForest. A 3-point lead.
All right, so if you're Coach Q here, you're telling your team, we've handled their runs. They've done it twice to us, and we've been able to respond. This is one last time that we have to do it. Okay, it's a 3-point game. There's a minute 30. There's a lot of time left. Get a good shot here. Get a good possession. Be strong with the ball. I would like to see Simpson or Miss Levicek getting something towards the basket. You know, they're guarding Brittany way up top at the volleyball 10-foot line. She can go right around that girl. If they're going to guard her way out there, she can get right around her. We've seen it a couple times. Let her get around and see if she can either, you know, get a basket or dish off to somebody who's open on the help, after the help defense. So what the big key here is settle down. We're right where we want to be. I know you're down 3, but there's a lot of time. You're in this ball game. This is a huge possession right here. Settle down. We're okay.
Yeah, it really is. You don't want to come up empty here because then you're going to have to start fouling too, because you know that DeForest has this lead. It's late in the ball game with only 90 seconds left. So you got to think, okay, we're going to deflate the ball.
Yep.
There's no shot clock. We could hold the ball for as long as you want.
Yep.
So
really need a basket here.
Yeah, to put pressure back on DeForest, at least make them try to do something on offense as opposed to just lull you to sleep.
And if it comes down to free throws, you've mentioned a couple times tonight that they're not the strongest free throw shooting team, so
correct.
That's going to give you an opportunity. We need something here. You see that she's guarding her way up here at the 10-foot line. Brittany needs to go around that. There we go.
That's Levicek. Drives over on the right side. Backs up off the Torgerud. Now it's got to be ball movement without the ball. Ackerman holds off to Simpson. They free up the paint. Shot, short. Rebound, Aspen.
Kind of had to fade away there. Couldn't get her body going towards the basket.
So Kelleher come out with a very key defensive rebound for DeForest, a one and done for Central. And here it is. And you can see Coach Roberson yelling, get out there, get out there, get out there. Because it's only 40.9 seconds left.
You're still okay here. There's still a lot of time.
Right.
With a team that's not real great at the free throw line, maybe get lucky, however miss the first one here.
That's 1-1 too. So you got to remember, you got to box out.
Joel, tell us how great of a free throw shooter she is.
I can't. I don't have the percentages in front of me for individuals.
I just wanted the jinx. Well.
Oh boy. Left arcer too, clean through by Jalen Durline. And the second one coming. And second one goes through as well. Clutch free throws.
Yeah, give her credit. Those were good free throws there.
Simpson on the roll. Lockington, corner, 3. Oh, it would have been a big shot. Ackerman, oh my. I didn't think Ackerman even touched the ball because I thought she was boxed out. Good positioning by DeForest, but they called out of bounds on her. Must have got a fingertip on it as she was falling backwards.
Now you got to foul right away. Yep.
Lockington does. 59-54. Lockington fouls Oberg, who went 2 for 2. There you go, 2 for 2 on the night earlier for Oberg. So
she automatic, Joel?
She is just automatic.
There we go, perfect.
Completely automatic at the free throw line. 29.3 seconds left, 59-54. Got to box out if you're the Riverhawks, still 1-1.
Oh, it only works on our end, huh?
I know, I tried. I'm sorry.
Boys down 35-33 at the half. Sounds like a good game.
Yep. We've had a good one here tonight.
We certainly have.
This should put some notice, I think, on the Riverhawks as well for their performance tonight. The eyes around our area should understand that Central gave DeForest everything they could handle tonight. As Torgerud lost that, that's about it. 61-54 with only 15 seconds left.
Yeah,
Oberg dribbling all the way around it. We have a timeout called by DeForest. But 61-54, only 9 seconds left. But honestly, I know it's a loss, but it's not a bad loss. This is a good loss for the Riverhawks because of the way they have performed the last about 5 minutes. A couple of key moments and 3-pointers for DeForest. Otherwise, this momentum was there for Coach Roberson's group.
Yeah, it's so hard. I remember these games, and it's so hard when you want something so bad and you do something right for so long, and you don't get the victory at the end. It's just it's a hard pill to swallow. I know there's no moral victories, and Coach Q, he'll look back on this and he'll see that this is part of the growth that they have to go through. But right now he's going to be upset and frustrated, and when you're that close, especially, it's one thing to get blown out if the other team is just that much better than you.
Right.
That's not the case tonight. I mean, the Riverhawks were right there with them for the majority of the game. I thought played better for the majority of the game, to be honest with you. DeForest started hitting some 3-point shots, and
their offense really settled down. They had some great ball movement here late too for the Norskies. I think that was kind of,
you could see a big difference between their offense in the first and second half,
yes,
right away in the beginning of both halves.
Agreed. Yes, so much crisper in the second half. Coach Schwinn, he's been working his lineup. Give him a lot of credit too. Yep. He's had to work on pretty much everything, and Oberg looks like they're just going to dribble it out.
Don't think we want to fall.
No, they're not going to. 61-54. So Norskies 6-2 overall on the season. The Riverhawks fall to 3-6. But again, this group for the Riverhawks, this should be a bright spot. As you said, there are no moral victories. You go back to the what was the other game you covered? The one they lost in overtime. Oh my gosh.
Oh, Osseo Fairchild.
Osseo Fairchild. You go back to that too. There's another two really good quality games that Central put together and just fell short on the scoreboard.
And if you're Coach Keir, you're saying those are two that we could have had. Those are two wins that we should have had. And again, it's about growth and it's about getting better as the season goes on. This will benefit the Riverhawks. I know the girls. I'm seeing the looks on their faces. They're not happy right now, as they shouldn't be. But this is part of it. Losing these types of games and understanding how to win when you're in positions to win these types of games is part of the growth that you need, to build a program. And so it's a hard lesson. It's a tough one to lose tonight. But give DeForest credit too. I mean, they made some adjustments. They did a nice job offensively, in particular. You could just tell right away. You could see that they made more of a focus of getting the ball inside. Once they started doing that, Central had to drop down and try and defend inside, and that opened up some of their 3-point shooters, and they were able to knock them down. So give them credit for that.
Definitely, because, they made some adjustments, and even looking at totals, Simpson in the first half, 11, finishes 15.
Yep.
Torgerud had 7 in the first half, finishes with just 9. So even on the defensive side, they didn't press as much, but honestly it benefited them more to stay off of that a little bit more and set up in a half-court set, especially for traps.
Yep, and if I'm Coach Q, I'm happy with the way the team responded a couple times there. There was chances for them to fold early on. I think the first one was 16 minutes in the second half.
Yes.
When DeForest made their run and they tied it up. Central didn't hold their heads down. They didn't put their heads down. They just kept at it, executed the game plan, and they were able to retake the lead. That happened twice. Just that last little run they didn't have enough to overcome that last little run. But if you're Coach Q, you're happy with the fight. As you said at one point in the broadcast, the grit that they showed. I mean, they were able to to respond to all the big blows that DeForest was landing, and just came up a little bit short tonight.
And some
A lot of positives tonight, though.
Yes. Yeah. It's, you go back and look at DeForest, too. So Aspen Kelleher, 4 in the first half, 14 she finishes with. They get nothing from Jada Kelleher in the first half. She finishes with 6. Nothing from Bartles in the first half. She finishes with 5. So it's just all those role players that come up with a couple of big plays for DeForest. And I was impressed with the number 8 team in D2 because you have the 2-hour drive. You come over here. You know it's an overnight stay. Little bit sloppy in the first half. Credit a lot goes to Central, though, and the way that they performed on their defensive end. They kind of mucked things up for DeForest and had the full court press in as well. Kind of threw it back in DeForest's face, which I think really threw the Norskies off. But overall, when they regrouped, once they settled down, as you said, the first half, their offense was kind of scatterbrained. But, boy, once they started to get their offense going, and a lot of it was attributed to Oberg, who, and especially late in this game, she found something in the Riverhawks defense because she started attacking, and it worked out for her. She ends up with, 4, 10, 14 on the night, 8 in the second half.
Yeah, she really did. She was able to knife her way to the basket on a number of occasions, and like I said earlier, that opened up some of the three-point shooting as Central started then having to sink down to try to help. And for DeForest, I don't think that's their best game that they played. I think they can play a lot better. And so if you're Coach Len, you say, hey, we found a way to get a victory on a night when we weren't at our sharpest, and good teams do that. Good teams find ways. And so, that first half started out, and I'm sure he was thinking, what's going on here? We got to get it together. They regrouped. They made some adjustments, and they were able to pull out the victory on what was not their sharpest night.
Yeah, they went 13 of 17 for a team that was 58%. A team that shoots 58% at the free throw line. They shot 13 of 17 tonight. And then the other side for Central, they went 0 for 6 from deep and 8 of 14 at the free throw line. Team high, game high actually goes to Miss Levichak with 17 and 15 for Simpson, 9 for Torgerud, and then a handful of others chipping in 4 to 3 to 2. For DeForest, double figures then for Oberg at 14, Aspen Kelleher 14, and Jalen Durline with 11. So 3 in double figures for them. Again, they are actually staying in the area and then going to play Onalaska coming up tomorrow. I didn't get the time on that, so I'm not sure.
That'll be an interesting game.
Yes, it will,
Yep.
yeah. And then for Central, this is it for until the 28th. They actually have back-to-back at Reedsburg, so they play on December 28th against Reedsburg, and then on the 29th they play Sauk Prairie. That is still in Reedsburg. The next time we will see them is on, I said Eau Claire wrong too. It was Eau Claire North, actually. It was earlier in the season. They play Eau Claire Memorial on the 9th. The next time we see them is the 5th, and that's against Logan, who was off tonight. They didn't play. I didn't have them for a game. The only other game in the MVC was on Alaska at Sparta. Don't know if we're going to get Coach Roberson. I think we might just want to sign off. I know he went into the locker room tonight. So This is it for us, though, sir. I mean, for the year. The next time we come on the air live will be January 3rd.
So, Joel, is it fair for me to say it? I'll see you next year?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, no, I'm going to see you next week. We got a couple of tweaks to do up here, and we're hoping that we'll get our PA system back up and running. So we'll have that for you coming up. But our next broadcast is the 3rd. That's the boys' game that we'll be getting to cover. So we finally get the Riverhawk boys back on. We'll have wrestling coming up in January 2 more times. Got plenty of basketball for you. So I'm really looking forward to the turn of the new year and the rest of the basketball season. Should be a great one here on the Central Riverhawks YouTube channel. I'm very happy that, Nami, you're a part of the broadcast as well. Mr. Buxton not here tonight, so, well, he doesn't get any accolades now, does he?
Well, he's our technical guy, so, and, it's good that we're getting a week off here, a couple weeks off, a week and a half or whatever we're getting, because we do have some technical glitches that we got to get figured out, and so we'll do that. We're trying to bring the best broadcast we can. Joel, I want to take the time to thank you. You've been really a nice find for us. We needed somebody that could, provide some play-by-play for us, and you just fell from the heavens for us, so we're very thankful for you, and I'm having a ball with it. I love it. So
Yeah, me
glad
too.
to join you.
Well, 61-54 our final tonight as DeForest defeats Central. And girls basketball, again, the girls basketball team, they're at Reedsburg, but it's during the holiday break. Our next broadcast takes place on the 3rd as the boys will be back at home. Hopefully you can tune in wherever they're, or however anybody's watching their game. I don't know how they're doing it. But the boys are still in action. Do we have a score update before we sign off?
All I had was a halftime one.
Okay.
Yeah, they must still be at half.
They were down at half.
35-36.
All right. Well,
Henry Meyer, the leading scorer, with 12.
That's a very close game. Should be a good one. Look forward to finding out how that ends up for NAMI. I am Joel, and we thank you so much, NAMI George, Joel McCall. As thanks for tuning in here on the Central River Hawks YouTube channel. Good night.